I have this deputy here who says that he's arresting me and he's towing my car.
I'm asking you to leave, and if you won't leave, then you will be arrested.
He's saying that
I
the
asked for
township
your ID.
Yes. I'm sorry. Just
I asked for your ID. I don't. That's not how it works. You're very full
you
of
already
yourself.
are violating the law.
I'm not violating any law.
You're
you
violating the law.
I asked you for your ID. You did not.
You are not even following the resolution from the county or from the township.
Okay.
The one that you guys gave us earlier, the one that you were reading from. Did you read it?
No.
It says you can't stop us. You're not touching my car.
Yeah, we're gonna.
No, you're not.
So are you willing to leave? Yes.
You have no right to do this.
Are you willing to leave?
You do realize it's abusive process and malicious prosecution.
Okay.
Yes, you're violating federal. I don't care. You're on the hook, not him.
No preference? Okay.
You have no right to do this to me. Rod? Stop. Stop, please. I'm asking you. I will leave right now. My child is in the... I will leave right now. Can you just let me vote? Please. Please, my child is in the car. I want the car. Are you going to leave? Please. I have a right to leave. You are not acting according to the Constitution. I need your keys for your car. I know, I can't get them. They won't let me give you my keys. Get her child.
How old is her child?
6. Oh, give me a hard time. Let me sit down. Stop. I need to bend my head down. Stop.
Thank you.
Stop. I'm going to sit down. Let me sit down. Help. Oh, just let me sit down. Let me sit down. Let me sit down. Oh my God, you're hurting me. Let me sit down. You are hurting me. Please stop hurting me. I'm trying to sit down. Please. Stop fighting me like this!
It's your call. I know you don't know me from.
No.
But I've been to your house.
Do you have a preference on a tow truck or no? Your preference on a tow
Hey,
truck?
I have this deputy here who says that he's arresting me and he's towing my car.
I'm asking you to leave, and if you won't leave, then you will be arrested.
He's saying that the
I asked for
township
your ID. Yes.
I'm sorry. Just
I asked for your ID. I don't. That's not how it works. You're very full
you
of
already
yourself.
are violating the law.
I'm not violating any law.
You're violating the law.
I asked you for your ID. You did not.
You are not even following the resolution from the county or from the township.
Okay.
The one that you guys gave us earlier, the one that you were reading from. Did you read it?
No.
It says you can't stop us. You're not touching my car.
Yeah, we're gonna.
No, you're not.
So are you willing to leave? Yes.
You have no right to do this.
Are you willing to leave?
You do realize it's abusive process and malicious prosecution.
Okay.
Yes, you're violating federal. I don't care. You're on the hook, not him.
No preference? Okay.
You have no right to do this to me. Rod? You guys can hear me if anybody is out there. I have Sheriff's Deputy Langlois from the Allegan County Sheriff's Department saying he's going to arrest me and he's going to tow my car because we are here. Let me see if I can switch this camera around.
And I've shook this guy's hand before too.
There we go. All right, guys. So he's here trying to arrest me. This is our setup. So we are nowhere near the 100-foot mark, which is the drain in the road, right between where that silver truck and that car are pulling out. That's the 100-foot mark where you can't be past it in the other direction, because those doors right there are the doors to get into the precinct. And the law clearly says we can't be within 100 feet. We also can't be impeding anybody from getting in. So they are, he says, going to arrest me if we don't leave right now, because the township owns this property and the township said that we have to leave. Funny thing is, the township has a resolution that specifically says we have the right to be here. And he doesn't want to read the resolution again. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to read the law or the constitutional provisions that allow us to be here. So,
This is where we vote. Absolutely.
yep. He says that the prosecutor gave him permission to come and arrest me, and that's all he needs to know. This is in Allegan County. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can call the sheriff's office because his boss has already been, yep, Allegan County, because his boss has already been on the phone saying that he knows we do have the right to be here as long as we're not within the 100 feet, which is what the law says. And like I said, that part way over there, that drain right there, is actually where they've already come out and they've marked the 100 feet in red. And so we can't be, oh, another one is coming out to arrest me. Don't know if you guys can see that. So they've got two of them coming out here to arrest me and tow my vehicle. And the 100-foot mark, that's way up there, you just can't be between where people go in and the 100-foot mark. So I'm here because I have volunteers who have come out today to collect signatures for the Restore Freedom Initiative petition. I told them they had to be more than 100 feet away. Did you call my husband?
I have him on here, but I haven't dialed
Oh, please. Oh, dial him. He's been calling me.
it. Oh,
He's been blowing me up. He needs to know if I'm getting arrested. And if you can, tell him Rod tried to call me.
Rod.
Yep. And Rod needs to show up right now. So we have the original deputy is walking.
I don't vote for this bullshit. This is territory. I don't vote for this.
Right, exactly. And that's the
This is
thing.
Allegan County. This isn't Macomb County, okay? Frank Aker, he's super disappointed right now.
Is that the sheriff?
Yes.
Oh, he's been already on the phone with Sheriff Darleaf, and they've been talking about it today. So he knows
Okay,
about this very
Dar's,
situation.
Berry County is.
Yep.
This is Allegan County.
Yeah,
It's
that's why.
better than that.
That's why Dar called over here. They've had a conversation.
Now, Dar's actually, he's a constitutional sheriff.
He is. In fact, he and I are both members of the Constitutional Sheriff and Peace Officers Association.
I'm getting you talking.
Hey, don't you guys have, like, you know,
So
some
I'm
real
guessing
business
the
to do
number
here?
is
You know?
not his direct one.
No, we got enough problems in Allegan County. There we got break-ins. I live just down over here, and there's always shit going on with the kids.
Oh yeah, no.
So you guys are harassing people here who are lawfully within their legal rights. Doing what
Just
they're
go to
doing.
your dialer,
Don't
and I'll
understand
dial
that.
it. All right, guys. So just hang tight. We'll see what's gonna pan out from this.
You're a deputy sheriff. You uphold the Constitution. Is that what you swore? Is that what you took an oath, sir? You shake your head. That's fine.
You know what's funny is
Part
they.
of the problem there, what's going on in the world nowadays.
And
here.
yeah, my husband needs to know they're trying to arrest me right now, and they're towing. They think they're gonna tow my car.
To uphold the Constitution. Everybody else is spitting and shitting on it.
You know what's interesting is that I'm trying to tell people. I've been trying to tell them from the beginning of all this garbage that I'm just following orders doesn't work. I'm just doing what the prosecutor told me doesn't work. Because abuse of prosecution or abuse of process and malicious prosecution are individual things that they can be held accountable for.
Yeah.
Not to mention the federal offense, 18 U.S.C. Section 241, conspiracy. Oh, there's a third one coming out to arrest me. All right, guys, here's a third one.
Freaking Lord, guys.
Oh, he's bringing out the clerk.
Oh, and the clerk's coming out to tell me I'm not allowed to be here on public property.
I wonder if I should call my husband.
We all pay taxes. This is our building. This is the people's building.
Yep.
It's a township hall. It's a library.
But I don't know.
Yep, so we got at least 3.
They're trying to reach Rod.
Okay.
Okay. And Lori's been trying to call him too.
Okay.
My husband was Allegan County Sheriff. He's like, you're within the rights as long as
Yep.
you're off the footers.
Yep.
As long as you're within.
Oh, the 100 feet is way over there.
I don't know the address right off the top of my
Okay,
head.
so you're aware, I know you two have already
It's Leighton
met, so
Twp.
this is Mary Lou, she's the township supervisor.
I
know.
Okay? So she already spoke with you.
I know, earlier today,
Okay.
and then I went back and we
So,
kind of came up
She
with
has
it.
something to say,
Okay.
okay?
I explained to you that we have this resolution that's not allow.
No, it says you do. It says you do. I'm just asking you guys to read it. Nothing in this resolution shall be construed to interfere with MCL 168.931K, which allows, guys, it allows a person to disseminate campaign literature on election day when a person is beyond 100 feet
We are not
from an entrance.
We're not contesting MCL 160.
No, it's saying we have a right. It says this resolution says we have a right to be here. We're allowed to be here as long as we're beyond the 100 feet. That's what it says.
That part has nothing to do with this part.
What are you,
which
what
says
part?
You may not leave a vehicle on township property beyond the time necessary to transact township business.
But it says right here that nothing in this
That
is meant to.
does- But that does not say anything about leaving a vehicle on township property beyond township business hours.
So you were asked to leave, okay, do you understand that? So you were asked to leave, are you willing to leave, yes or no?
So all of you, let's see, this is Deputy Bustle. Am I saying that
Russell and
correct?
Anderson. Yep.
Deputy
Langlois,
Anderson,
Anderson.
Deputy Bustle, Deputy Anderson, and Deputy Langlois
It's all within my constitutional right to sign. Okay.
are telling me that they're going to arrest me.
I just see what you do. Yes or no? Okay, well,
Can I-
get away from me a little bit. You don't have to-
Hold on a second. I know you just came, and I'm trying to be calm, but as you can tell, I'm a little. Just give me, sir. Let me finish the sentence. Can I ask you
With the absolute bullshit.
5 minutes? Can I ask you for 5 minutes to talk about what the law actually says?
You've already talked to the supervisor. They've asked you to
She
leave.
has no right to stop me from being
Are
here.
you willing to leave? Yes or no?
You have no right to. You're
We have
violating
a-
the law.
Okay, we have a right to ask you.
Can you? No, you
The
don't.
prosecutor's is on board with the trespassing.
I don't care what the prosecutor says. You can't
Are
trespass.
you willing to leave?
I'm asking you if you're willing to look at the
Are you
law.
willing to leave?
Possibly if you look at the law.
Okay, this has nothing to do with what she's requesting you.
Yeah, but she can't override the law.
Are you willing to leave?
This is Mary Lou, I can't read her last name, clerk of Leighton Township. So also someone who's violating our rights.
My legal rights.
Go ahead and turn around.
Are you willing?
Stop! Get off of me! Get off of me! My child is in the car! Stop! Get off of me! You're gonna make me drop my phone. Please set my phone down. I'm going to set right there.
This is absolutely unnecessary.
If you are stop, please! I'm asking you. I will leave right now.
You've already had your
My child
opportunity.
is in the. I will leave right now. Can you just let me vote? I want to vote, and then you can arrest
Do you
me.
vote at this precinct?
No,
Okay. So you don't have rights here?
I do right there. My child is here.
Okay, are you willing to leave?
No, you do not. I'm not.
I just voted. That's all I did, and I signed a petition. So I'm just a bystander, sir.
Please, my child is in the car.
I want the.
Are you willing to leave?
Please, I have a right to leave.
I am going to. And I'm going to.
You are not acting according to the Constitution.
I need your keys for your
I know. I can't get them. They won't let me give you my keys.
Get her child.
How old is her child?
6.
That's my daughter's age. Yeah.
And if this is what we have to do, that's okay.
Please, give me a hard time. Let me sit down. Stop. I need to bend my head down. Stop.
Thank you.
I need to stop. I'm going to sit down. Let me sit down. Just let me sit down. Let me sit down. Let me sit down. Oh my God, you're hurting me. Let me sit down. You are hurting me. Please stop hurting me. I'm trying to sit down. Please stop pulling me like that.
So Frank just got here. He is documenting it all now. He's got the phone set up.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
Is she out of the car? Is that what I see?
She might have just gotten out of
Yeah, she just got out on the
live on Facebook.
You have your keys to your car. Okay, because I gave them and then they took them for her. So I'm glad you got them back. That's all I want to make sure.
She's in the car. Where is there like a... I gotta...
What do you need to know? I'm right. So,
We're losing a lot of people for signatures and I got to find a place.
allowed to stay here?
No,
you
they
aren't?
told us we're trespassing. And that's okay. I already had a citation in Kentwood for trespassing.
Something what I
Earlier.
know, it's in an ordinance. Mind the way there, brother? Okay.
Mike's almost. He's actually just
Something's
right
about in the ordinance they got in Leighton Township. They have it in the ordinance.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, that doesn't hold water. So it doesn't matter.
Pull up the internet.
It doesn't matter. I have a right to be here.
Exactly. No, I agree.
Is there a place that we can go and...
I got to get petition signed.
Okay.
Where can I go? Can I go to that other house?
But I gotta go.
You can go anywhere without an
go?
ordinance, okay?
How can your ordinance violate
Hold on.
That's
the Constitution?
Just let her do that, okay? So are you ready?
Where do we need to go?
Are you ready to go? Okay, we've
Right.
given you enough time. You know what's going on with her. She's
Right.
gonna move her car.
Right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or what are you going to do?
are you
Arrest
looking
me
for a
now?
goat?
If I didn't
Place
move my
to go?
vehicle?
Are we looking just for a place to go? Like
And I said I wanted to make sure that everything
Okay, if we go
ended
up
up.
here,
And I want
turn
to
left,
hear it
you go
from her.
through the stop sign.
Yeah, but if I
There's
leave
like
and she gets
softball
arrested
park
after I
on the
leave,
left
I don't know.
before it hits gravel and the railroad tracks.
Okay.
It's about a mile down the road.
Know what freedom is.
Okay.
Private property.
Okay. I need to go somewhere
Public
else.
library.
I'm just saying, I wanted to make sure she's okay.
She just wants to read
Okay.
talk to people.
make it easy.
So
I am going to make it, and I
You
made
are.
it very easy with you earlier today until somebody else came back and said that we
just go right out here,
constitutional
go
right
left,
to be here.
first
So I
stop sign,
see.
go straight through the stop
Yes,
sign
and
on
wait
the
a
left.
Wait.
I will fight it.
There is
I just got to
a
check with
park,
my other
ballpark.
friend, my colleague that was here with me.
It's on this road.
So that's your truck?
Down this road right here. You get to the gravel. Yeah.
I was just ready to go. I got home ready to go out and cut some wood out in Hastings tonight.
Where can we go?
Is that a 9?
Yeah. No, it's not 45.
Yeah.
Or 45?
What's my
And they took our
Yeah.
Catherine, are you ready?
I'm trying to tell my husband we're leaving.
Okay.
Rod,
Yes.
That's
Mike,
fine.
we're gonna
See where your wallet
We're
is.
gonna go up the road a mile.
Okay, let's get out of here.
So-
we'll go somewhere else.
We're gonna go
All right.
track the road
Sounds
a
good.
mile.
I'll follow you.
Okay.
I'll follow you wherever you're going. Okay.
You're Emma's dad?
For the economy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Emma's in the car.
So
Did you guys want to ride out to Hastings tonight?
well, I gotta go
Okay,
vote
let's
yet.
go talk somewhere else. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Everybody's out of here. All right, nice
we
to
gonna
meet you.
follow?
I don't know. I'm following Katherine.
All right.
He's going to check on his daughter. Really?
Yeah, really.
Your abuse of power, and you're worried about him checking on his daughter.
Like I said. Are you guys ready? I'll move my car. I know, everybody's waiting for everybody, but someone has to be the first one.
See if your car starts.
Looks like it would be this one.
I will gladly move it if she's ready.
Doreen,
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I have no. Yeah, I gotta start my car because it's been open all day. I want to make sure it's done.
I can jump you up and we'll start, okay?
Yes, and I appreciate.
So it's illegal to collect petitions here, but we could go to another place and then it's legal? Okay.
I want to be able to vote today.
All right.
And at the point that I was putting the card, you weren't here, and Lacey wasn't here, and Frank wasn't here, so I didn't have anybody really here yet. So we'll drive down the road. What are you driving?
The really dirty GMC terrain down there at the end, the kind of tan, like the mud and the paint all looks the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
From the gravel road, you know?
Yes. So you guys are over?
Yep.
Before I saw you, I don't know how long before that you were Facebook videoing about it, but apparently when he ordered me to leave, he kept coming back to say things to me. And so one of the times he came back after he had walked away and said he was going to move his car so that I could get out and I could leave because he's telling me I have to leave. He said that I was telling people live video that I was going to the jail and I needed to tell people, you know, he was telling me I needed to not go to the jail and cause problems. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You said you were taking me to the jail. So they probably heard that in the video before you handcuffed me. So then he said, he came back later and he said that there's a video where all my supporters, as he said, they're not out getting the signatures they need to be. Instead, they're all going to the jail and it's causing a problem, and I need to tell people to not go to the jail. So the only thing I could think of is that it was your feed, because I don't know what other feed would have been going. So anybody watching Frank's feed who thinks I'm in the jail, obviously I'm not in the jail right now, which I am very thankful for. I do have criminal charges. I was handcuffed. I am injured from that.
We're not Mirandized.
Yeah, I wasn't read my rights at all. Physically assaulted and thrown into the cruiser instead of allowing me to sit in it. And no one, 3 grown men, not a single one of them who swore an oath to uphold the U.S. and Michigan Constitutions bothered to hold my head so I could get in there without having my head smacked on the car. That was fantastic. So I told my daughter on the way over here that it was sometimes it's really hard to do the right thing, but you always have to try to do the right thing, even when it's hard. And this was hard. And I'm not gonna lie, I was scared because I still need to vote today. I'm running for trustee. I didn't even get to vote yet today. And I was coming out here to help our volunteers that were being harassed by law enforcement. And I was trying to talk to them about the laws and about the Constitution, and you know, hoping that they would have an open mind to at least read the law that says we have the right to be there. They're law enforcement officers. They're not whim of the township supervisor enforcement officers.
Police officers.
And at any rate, at the time that it went from 0 to 60 in 1.2 seconds. They didn't give me the opportunity to set my phone down because I had been streaming. They said that was me being aggressive. He literally told his supervisor on the phone that on a speakerphone when I was participating in the phone call that I was being aggressive because I was recording everything and I was telling them that they didn't have the right to arrest us for being there. So that's being aggressive. Well, I'll tell you what, the reason why I told my daughter we gotta sometimes do something that's very hard when it's the right thing, just because it's the right thing to do. If I've been out telling all of you that you need to stand up for your rights, and you need to, if a law enforcement officer comes out to a public establishment, or sees you somewhere and you don't have your mask on, and they're trying to arrest you for that, you need to stand up for your rights. I've been telling people that you have the right to be at polling precincts like we were on primary election day, and we're going to be there today. I've been trying to tell people, as I told these volunteers, don't fold up your table. Right, guys? Right, Doreen? I was telling you, don't fold up your table. Put everything back out. Stand your ground. And I asked, though, were you beyond the 100 feet? I was making sure right from the beginning that you were legally there and you were not causing any kind of disturbance, or that you were not in the wrong. I wanted to make sure.
Pictures that you took.
Yeah, and so, but before I even came out, I wanted to make sure that you were in the right, because if you were not doing things the right way, then I was going to make sure we fixed that and, did it the right way. We want to follow the law. We want to follow the Constitution. And so, if I'm not willing to stand my ground and say to an officer of any kind, a sheriff's deputy, a state trooper, it doesn't matter, right? If I'm not willing to stand there and say, could you please read this law? Could you please read this constitutional provision? Could we please have 5 minutes to talk about this before you get to the next stage? If I'm not willing to be courageous enough to do that, How can I expect any one of you to do that? A lot of people, a lot of group leaders, grassroots leaders, a lot of attorneys, they're not willing to put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. They're not willing to be the ones to stand up and put themselves in that position.
You're right.
I wasn't going to let my volunteers do this all by themselves.
No.
The problem is I'm only one.
Right.
One person. So I was already on my way to another place, and I have to figure out how to contact him to let him know that obviously I've been delayed because I was arrested and handcuffed and given criminal charges. And so, but I wasn't going to let him be there either by himself. Not at all. And so, just the same as I've told several people, and I want to make sure that I have the availability because I am only one person. I've told several people in situations, if you're going to stand up for your rights, if you're going to go to your outdoor, what is it called? Food
Vendors?
Yeah, but what do they call that? Like a
Food truck
farmer's
rally?
market, right? An outdoor farmer's market, and you have on public property, and you are told that you will be removed, physically removed from the property because if you're not wearing a mask. I told them that if they wanted to stand up for their rights, that we could coordinate a time. They tell me when the next set of dates is, and I will show up so that they're not alone. Because it is so important that our leaders are willing to actually, when the rubber meets the road, are they willing to do the right thing? So, do I have a lot on the line? Absolutely. So they were threatening me with felonies. Did you guys hear that? When they were threatening me with felonies? Yeah, oh yeah.
He told me that when he came over to talk.
So, I mean, felonies, those could be huge problems for my career, my being in public office. You know, I'm running for township trustee today. But again, if I'm not willing to stand up and be the one to make those hard choices or to stand courageous and try to help educate our law enforcement so they do the right thing, then how could I possibly expect anybody else in the state of Michigan, quite frankly, anybody else in our whole country, or all those people that are all over the world that email me or message me and tell me that I'm a source of encouragement for them? How could I possibly expect to have them stay encouraged if I'm going to cower at the first sign of being told, well, you don't have a right to be here, when I know the law and the Constitution says I do? Now, was I calling him a whole bunch of names? No. I did call one person one name, because when he said, when any person, especially in government, if they ever say to you, well, I don't know about that law stuff, that'll be sorted out another day, that's not what I'm here to do, I was given orders. If anyone ever says to you, they're just following orders, did that work in the Nuremberg trials? Did that work in World War II? I actually have had World War II veterans, not veterans, World War II survivors come up to me as early as April 30th when I stood on the steps of the Capitol telling everybody that all this garbage was unconstitutional back then. I had survivors coming up to me and thanking me and telling me from their own perspective how this is exactly how it starts. And all of our freedoms are going to be gone if we don't stand up and fight now. So when he said to me that I'm just following orders, and the orders were coming from the prosecuting attorney, the one name I called the prosecutor stupid. And he literally took out his little notebook and said, oh, stupid, huh? Yeah, I'm going to write that down. And I said, yes, S-T-U-P-I-D. So, had a popular lady right here. My arm, my skin is torn up. My skin is swollen. We're losing the daylight here, so I don't know if you guys can see. This part is very swollen compared to my other wrist. So it's swollen this right here, right where the skin is torn up. And a little bit of a cut here, but I think bruising will show up later. And literally because I was asking nobody was covering my head when they were trying to throw me in the back of the cruiser. I said, please allow me to sit down. And they would not. So, I'm curious, were you able to see any of that? When they were, any of you that were there?
I was picking up my granddaughter.
Oh, you had left?
I'm sorry.
Were you able to see any of that when they were putting me in there and I was screaming that they were hurting me?
Yes, I heard it, but I didn't see it.
You saw it? You got it on video?
My neighbor did and sent it to me.
Oh, they got that part?
When you were screaming stop, I had my kids in the car.
No, when they were physically throwing me in and I was telling them they were hurting me.
I didn't have the volume on because you were talking, so I don't know what it captured or not, but it showed it, but the car was kind of blocking it.
Okay. Do you remember what they might have said? They just kept saying no to me, and they were trying to shove me in there.
Without playing it, I don't. At one point, I walked over and got in the car with your daughter.
Okay. And I didn't know that, so I was freaking out because I was looking for you. I knew you were trying to call my husband.
On video, Katherine live.
So I was worried and I was scared. I didn't know if my husband yet knew where I was or what was happening. I didn't know if they were able to get a hold of you because I said to her, make sure he calls you to let you know so somebody would be here, and I didn't know if you had found out yet. So as soon as I looked out the windshield of the police cruiser or the sheriff's cruiser and I saw you standing there, I was like, okay, at least somebody's here for Emma. I was literally told I was being difficult because I asked for water because of my medical condition. I mean, I'm just so disgusted right now. Well, let me tell you guys this. If you're not willing to be courageous now, if you're not willing to stand for your rights now, they're going to be gone. I am one person. Man, everybody's blowing up all of our phones all at the same time.
Because it's on YouTube, and that's why everybody's phone. You got arrested, and it's all over. That's what I'm getting.
So, will I fight this? Oh, yeah. You can bet your bottom dollar I will fight this. But I will be coming after them. I will be pursuing the criminal charges against them for those involved. I will be pursuing the civil remedies against them. And here's the thing. If a law enforcement officer or any government official tells you, well, I don't know about that law, I don't know about the Constitution, that's not my problem, you have to sort that out later, that's not a thing. Article 11, Section 1 of our state constitution requires every single government employee, down to the janitor, to take an oath of office to swear to uphold the U.S. and Michigan constitutions. And granted, that constitutional provision doesn't require the employees. That is actually MCL, state law, 15.151. And today I actually came across another state law specifically for teachers and college professors that work at our public universities that requires them to also take the same oath. Doubles up on it. They're already required under the other statute. Every single government official, whether they claim ignorance or not, they have a duty to uphold the U.S. and Michigan constitutions. Now here's the thing, I was just asking them to uphold the law. The law is actually unconstitutional. It's too restrictive of our rights. But I said, let's just go with what the law says and allow me the right under the law. And they said, no, that's not my problem. That's not okay ever. In fact, if you had said, well, I don't understand what law I'm violating, I didn't know that was a law, that's not a defense in the criminal justice system, is it? That I didn't know that was against the law? So
you should tell them about how you had to give the officer the statute that he was arresting you under. I think that's hilarious.
So when I was in the back of the cruiser, the one who was really mad at me, the really aggressive deputy, he was looking on his spreadsheet for all the all the statutes and trying to figure out what to charge me with. And he asked the other two deputies, is that, you know, do you have the statute for today? And none of them knew what it was, and they called in, they didn't, you know, and I was trying to not butt in, but I wanted to get this thing moving, and I thought I'd be helpful. And so I said, just out of curiosity, are you asking what the statute is for trespass? And he says, well, I think there's one specifically for today with elections, because all of a sudden now it's back about elections, right? It wasn't about elections when she told us we had to leave, but it was about elections when he wanted to cite me. So, at any rate, I said, well, actually, the statute about elections that deal with us circulating a petition, and if we violate that law, it's a misdemeanor. I said, that's actually statute 168.744. Subdivision 2 and Subdivision 3 allow us to be there as long as we're not within 100 feet of the entrance of the polling precinct. And he said, well, I said, that's not, and there's nothing about trespass there. And then I was quiet for a minute, and I said, and he wasn't finding it, and I said, if you're looking for the general trespass statute, it's probably in chapter 750 of the Michigan Codified Laws. If you hand me my phone, because then at this point I was handcuffed in the front, I said, if you hand me my phone, I can look it up for you if you'd like. I don't think he thought that was very funny. Although it wasn't a joke, I was going to look it up for him. And so when he wrote me my my citation for my criminal charges, he said to me, well, you really seem to know the statutes, don't you? And lo and behold, it's statute 750.552, I think. So, and then he asked me what kind of law I practice. Of course, I said, I'm a constitutional attorney. And he asked me where, and I said, at the address, you know, in Hudsonville. He said, oh, you work out of your home? I said, yep. And asked me something else, and I said, yep, I'm one of the attorneys that did argue against the unconstitutionality of the governor's executive orders. And then that's when he said it wasn't personal.
Right.
Maybe if I hadn't have been physically assaulted with such ridiculous force, 3 grown men not allowing me to simply, I said, I don't want my phone to break. That's probably on the video because my phone hadn't broken. So that's probably on the video that I was doing. I said, I just want to put my phone on the table right there, set it down so it doesn't break. Nope. And then I said, I think you said something about my key. And I said, I just need to get my key. Of course, they have me behind the back. And I said, I need to get my keys out because my daughter is in the car. They didn't listen. And that's when I started screaming, my daughter's in the car, my daughter's in the car. Somebody help me, because I didn't want her to somehow end up, you know, stuck in the car with no, you know, responsible adult to have the key to my car. Mind you, this whole time, for those of you who don't know or didn't see any, you know, context, the whole time I had been standing pretty much as far away from my car as I am right now, maybe 5 feet farther until they handcuffed me. So it's not like my 6.5-year-old who's in there doing her homework, well, was supposed to be in there doing her homework, that she was, you know, being endangered or anything. It's 60 degrees, you know, she's fine. I told her to, you know, she had her lunch box with her and her food, and she had a water, and, you know, she was good to go. But she was scared when she saw them physically harming her mom.
She got more damage from the emotional of watching what they did to you than what you were doing by standing by your car.
Yeah. I'm sure I probably have mascara all over my face.
You do, honey.
That's super.
Battle scar.
Yeah.
Battle paint.
So,
War paint.
did I make any kind of difference? I'm not seeing anything come off. But it still look like a hooker. That's great. Well, everyone, I had really good eye makeup today, but I got to a point where I was bawling my eyes out because I was crying for me. I'm already taking on so much. Now I have to take on criminal charges. I was crying for our rights. I was crying for all the people that have been calling me who are being victimized by our government in this whole process. And if I don't stay strong, who is going to be out there educating people and leading them and encouraging them every step of the way. Because when people call me and they say, who do I, what attorney do I, can you refer me to for this thing and that thing? And I say, honestly, at this point, I don't know. Because things didn't work out with a couple of the attorneys that we were referring to. So I don't know. That makes me sad. Where do we live? Is this not the United States of America? So I don't have a choice to fall. I don't have a choice to stumble and to run away because I'm afraid, or because I'm frustrated, or because I'm just over the whole thing. If I don't stand up and stick with it, I know I can't expect any of you to do that. So, I'm going to ask for your prayers. I'm going to ask specifically for prayers for my arm, to make sure that there's nothing messed up with my bone, or, some sort of medical issue there. I can't wear a mask, so it's not like I can go to see, a hospital right now. I'm going to ask for your prayers so that I find exactly what route God wants me to take to fight all of this, and that I'm doing it His way and not my way. I'm going to ask for prayer that I can continue to encourage and empower people with knowledge. Knowledge of the law, knowledge of the Constitution, knowledge of what God is calling us to do. I ask for prayer for my family, because obviously if our life wasn't stressful enough, it is now. Is there anything else you think I should be telling people? I feel like there's...
I think you're good right now.
Rename the township hall Henry Township Hall.
I don't want that much credit for anything. If anybody wants to know the legal provisions, the legal citations, the statutes, the constitutional provisions, any of that I was talking about today, do you know if it ever got put on our website?
Yeah, I got
the
posted.
front page?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I drafted on my way over here today to share with these law enforcement officers today, I had my team, because I was driving, I had them put it on our website to empower the rest of our circulators so they know their rights. And if you're still, I don't even know, we still got a few hours of the polls. If you're one of our circulators, heck, if you weren't one of our circulators before, but now you're bound and determined to be one, dude, meet up with one of our captains, somebody somewhere, get some petitions, go to a poll somewhere, and help us get signatures so this doesn't happen again. Our constitutional amendment petition makes it so much easier for the little guy to be able to exercise his constitutionally protected God-given rights, and to hold every single government official accountable without qualified immunity when they're intentionally violating our Constitution.
Like today.
Like today. So, read that, look it over. I'm sure I'll be doing videos soon enough. And we'll try to piece together stuff, because we have some on the page and some on the group and some hanging out on Frakes.
I'm posting it all. In the
Some on
Restore Freedom
YouTube.
Initiative.
So, I thank you all, those of you who are watching this whole time, who are supporting me. I don't even know who you are. I was just, as I was trying to leave, so I could vote before the end of the day, I was told by the deputy that I had a ton of supporters that were ready to, take down the, what county? Allegan?
Allegan.
Allegan County Jail to help me. And so for those of you that were willing to do that, thank you. All right, guys, I guess that's it.
Thank you, Catherine.